Welcome to Compiler Designer course. Today's is lecture 5 and today's lecture is on lexical analyzer generator and its implementation. I am Dr. Parul Yadav, assistant professor at the Department of Computer Science and Engineering in Institute of Engineering and Technology, Lucknow. In today's lecture, we will cover the topics lexical analyzer generator, then lex specification, implementation of lexical analyzer, then structure of generated lexical analyzer. In previous class, we discussed the functionality of lexical analyzer. We know input to lexical analyzer is a stream of characters and output to lexical analyzer is stream of tokens. We already discussed that we know in lexical analysis analyzer uses finite automata to recognize the pattern and regular expressions to describe the patterns. And then after getting the token, we made the entry into the symbol table, and if there is an error, then error handler or error recovery routine will be called to deal with that particular error. Now, we know the functionality of lexical analysis phase. Now, we need to understand how to implement it. So, as far as implementation is concerned, we can implement lexical analyzer using 3 approaches. So, first approach is we can implement lexical analyzer generator, we can implement LA using lexical analyzer generator. Here we have tools like lex or flex, there are tools and they are the automated tools. We can use these tools to design the lexical analyzer. So, these tools produce LA from the regular expression based specifications. Here, with respect to constructs or patterns allowed in programming language, we write regular expressions for those patterns, and that tool automatically generate the lexical analyzer based on those patterns. And here we have the routines for reading or buffering, reading and buffering the input. So, some routines will be there that will read the input using the input buffer. Now, second construct to implement a lexical analyzer or second approach is using conventional system programming languages. So, we can use conventional system programming languages, and these languages itself has the facility of they have the input output facility, and using that facility we can read the input program. So, this is the second approach. Now, third approach is using the assembly language. Here we can design the lexical analyzer directly using the assembly language, and here to deal with the reading of the input part, here we explicitly manage the reading of inputs. So, we know there are the 3 approaches, and as we move from top to bottom, the implementation difficulty increases. If we are implementing the lexical analyzer using lex tool, then it will be the easiest for the implementer, because here we will directly write the regular expression and tool will take care of the creation of the transition table of finite automata, whatever is required, whichever is required. And here in system programming we need to write the construct as we discussed in previous class, just like switch case structure and then if else structure to decide the next state and next transition. And here so we can say the implementation difficulty increases as we move from top to bottom, but if we go for the speed, then this will be of highest speed. So, and this will be of lowest speed. So, it will be slow, we can say, in comparison to remaining 2 categories of implementation. So, in today's class basically we will focus on the first category, that is the implementation using the lex, using the tool, and the tool that will follow, that is the lex. So, next is the lexical analyzer generator. So, we have the tools like lex, and most recent implementation is flex. So, we can use the tools for implementation. These tools allow one to specify lexical analyzer by specifying regular expressions to describe patterns for token. So, here we will write the specification actually, and these specifications are based on regular expressions, and these regular expressions will be written with respect to pattern. So, the tool, if you are talking about Lex tool, so Lex tool will use the Lex language, and Lex language, using the Lex language we write the input specification. So, these input specification are called as Lex specification. And the tool itself is the Lex compiler. Now, here it allows us the specification of the pattern using regular expression can be combined with the actions. So, here we will write the regular expressions, for example, regular expression 1, regular expression 2, like this, and they will be combined with some actions like A1 and A2, and they will be written like this in parenthesis, and then there can be more regular expressions and actions. So, here the summary is we will talk about lexical analyzer generator, and in this class we will discuss about Lex. So, Lex has its own language, that is Lex language, that follows Lex specification. Inside the Lex specification will write regular expression with respect to patterns allowed in programming language. So, we will go in detail how we write the Lex specification. So, first we will discuss the creating of lexical analyzer with Lex, how actually it works. Now, here this block diagram explains how we get the lexical analyzer. So, first is the Lex source program. This Lex source program is called as lex.l, and here we write this source program using Lex language, and Lex language follows Lex specification. What is Lex specification? We will discuss in today's class only. So, here we will write the Lex source program that will be written in Lex language, and Lex language follows Lex specification. So, some program will be written using the Lex specification, that is input to Lex compiler, and Lex compiler produces an output lex.yy.c. So, this always produce the same file, that is lex.yy.c. So, this file contains the tabular representation for the regular expressions that we have written over here. In Lex specification, broadly we have regular expressions 1, 2, 3 and all, and its associated actions like A1, A2, A3 and all, right. So, it will have regular expression and actions. There will be more detail, just in some broad or main things are regular expressions and associated actions. So, this Lex compiler will produce tabular representation, or we can say the transition table. It will obtain transition table with respect to all these regular expressions, and here we have associated actions. These all actions or all routines will be copied over here, they all will be written over here. So, it contains the transition table as well as the routines that are here. The actions or routines mean actually they are the programs, or we can say the modules or routines that are written in any programming language, any high level language we can take. Suppose C programming language we are taking. So, here any language we can take. So, here we have regular expression, and here actions can be written suppose in C programming language. Action mean if particular pattern is recognized, then what to do, what is expected to be done. So, here expected it action should be performed. Action mean and some entry in symbol table is required to be done, appropriate token is to be produced. So, appropriate action is to perform. So, अगर ये पैटर्न रिकॉग्नाइज हो रहा है तो हमें क्या एक्शन परफॉर्म करना है, व्हाट एक्शन टू बी परफॉर्म, दैट विल बी रिटन इन फॉर्म ऑफ कोड. So, Lex compiler will produce tabular representation or transition table for all rules written over here, and all actions or all actions or all routines or modules, they will be copied as such, they will be written as such. So, this is lax.yy.c. Now, next is lax.yy.c will be input to C compiler. So, this will be input to C compiler, and as an output it always produce a file that is a.out. This a.out is actually the object file, and this object file is our lexical analyzer. This is the lexical analyzer that we have produced. Now, next step is that here we have the lexical analyzer. This is a.out, this is the file, and here we will pass it to it the input stream, that is our source program, and then this lexical analyzer will produce the sequence of tokens. So, here we have the program written in Lex specification. Lex compiler will obtain the tabular representation, and here we will have all the routines, and this is lax.yy.c. This will be input to C compiler. It will produce the object file named as a.out. It is actually the lexical analyzer. This will be input. This is the lexical analyzer. Now, input to this will be the source program, that is a stream of characters, and it will identify the lexeme and it will produce the tokens. So, this is the broad functionality for creating lexical analyzer using Lex tool. Now, next is I talked about that here we write the program using Lex specification. Now, we will see what is the meaning of Lex, how we write the Lex specification. So, basically here we write the Lex program, the source program is the Lex program, and it consists of 3 parts. What are the 3 parts? 3 parts are, first is the declaration, second is translation rules, and third is the auxiliary procedures. These 3 sections are there, and all 3 sections are separated by this double modulus sign. In tool, if you implemented tool, you will find that there are 3 sections: declaration, translation rule and auxiliary procedures, and they are separated by double modulus sign. Now, in declaration section, this includes the declaration of variables. In program, if we have variables or manifest constants, they are the identifiers to declare constants. For example, name of token. So, we may have manifest constants or regular definitions. Regular definitions, as we talked in previous lecture, suppose we have A, B up to Z, then capital A, capital B up to Z, and to this we can assign a variable that is letter. So, and similarly, suppose we have digit like 0, 1 up to 9, and to this we can assign a variable that is digit. Now, similarly, we are using suppose letter and digit in some definition, letter followed by letter plus digit whole star, and we can assign it to suppose variable ID. So, these are the regular definitions. So, they all will be declared in the declaration section of Lex specification. Next is the translation rule. So, translation rule is important section of Lex specification. So, it includes the statement of form P1 action 1, P2 action 2, and so on, Pn action n. What is Pn? Pn is the pattern, first pattern, second pattern and nth pattern, and action mean action corresponding to this pattern. Here we write the patterns using the regular expression. So, here we will write regular expression for every pattern allowed in programming language, and will attach with it the appropriate action. What is this action? This action is actually the some code or some routine is written in programming language like in C. So, it tells what to do if pattern is recognized. What to do mean? We may require to do entry in symbol table, or we may require to produce token. So, appropriate action will be taking place. Now, last is the auxiliary section. The auxiliary section here, it holds the additional procedures or auxiliary functions that are required. If we need the auxiliary procedures, so they will be compiled separately, they will be compiled separately and will be loaded with the lexical analyzer. So, this is about the lex specification. Now, here we discuss one example to understand the implementation of lexical analyzer. So, in this example we are taking only 3 patterns. The patterns are A, B, B and A star B plus. So, basically we are focusing on second section, that is the translation rules. Of lex specification. Above to it we will be having declaration section and then auxiliary procedure. In translation rule we write the patterns, regular expression for patterns and the action. So, here we have action A1 for pattern P1, action A2 for pattern P2, action A3 for pattern P3, and the order in which we are writing the regular expression, it matters. I will explain you later how the sequence matters. In this example only it will be clear. Here just one line, the order in which we are writing the regular expression, it matters. So, we have written 3 patterns. Now, first step for implementation is it draws regular finite automata for every pattern. So, here we have A. So, for A we can write the pattern like 0 for input symbol A. After reading input symbol A, we can move to state 2 and now state 2 will be the final state. Now, here this is A, B, B, this is state 3, this is for A, then B and then B and then we are reaching at final state. To provide the continuity to states, numbering is done like 1, 2, then 3, 4, 5, 6 and then here. Next is A star B means 0 or more instance of A. So, here we will mark for loop. Then B plus mean 1 or more instances for B. So, we will mark transition for B and then self loop for B and this will be the final state. So, in our programming language we may have number of patterns. So, we will write regular expression for every pattern and then we will draw finite automata for every pattern. It could be NFA. Simply we will draw the finite automata for every pattern. Now, third step is to get a single finite automata for every pattern. How to get single finite automata? We know that this is a start state for this is a start state for this and 7 is the start state for third finite automata. So, here we will introduce a new start state, let it be state 0 and then we will link all these states to the start state of combined NFA. We will link all these transition using null move. So, here from 0 using null move we will move to state 1 and then we can get this pattern, and similarly from 0 using null move we will move to state 3 and we can get this pattern. So, in that way we get single or we can combine, we can get single finite automata. So, this is the single finite automata that we are getting, 0 null transition, 0 null transition and all this is combined NFA. So, this is third step. Now, fourth step is to get the transition table. Actually, if you are using the tool, then lexical analyzer tool, generator tool will does this task for us, but we should know how it is actually working. So, here we have NFA with null moves, right. This is NFA with null moves. So, from NFA with null moves, here we will obtain the DFA, right. So, here we will draw the transition table for DFA. Input symbols are A and B. So, we will start to draw the transition table. In NFA, start state is 0. So, we will obtain E closure of 0. E closure of 0 because here we have null transitions. So, E closure of 0 is state itself and all transitions that are reachable through 0 using null move. So, here we will have 0, then 1, then 3 and then 7. Now, we can give to this state a name that is A. For simplicity, I am not giving name here A, rather I will give name like 10137. This state name itself is telling what are the members in this set. So, here I will write 0, 1, 3, 7, these are the states in DFA. Now, at 0 for A, next no transition, at 1 for A, next state is 2, at 3 for A, next state is 4, at 7 for A, next state is 7. Now, this is 2, 4, 7. Now, we will obtain E closure for every state. This is 2, E closure of 2 is 0 itself, 4, E closure of 4, 4 itself, there is no outgoing null transition over here. E closure of 7 is 7 is itself, no outgoing null transition is there. So, it will be 2, 4, 7. Now, at 0 for B, no transition, 1 for B, no transition, 3 for B, no transition, and 7 for B, next state is 8. Now, newly appeared state is 2, 4 and 7. Now, at 2 for A, no transition, 4 for A, no transition, 7 for A, next state is 7. Now, 7, E closure of 7 is 7 itself. Now, 2, 4, 7 for symbol B, no transition, 4 for B, next state is 5, and 7 for B, next state is 5. E closure of 5, 5 itself, E closure of 8 is 8 itself. Now, newly appeared state is 8. 8 for A, no transition, 8 for B, next state is 8. E closure of 8 is 8 itself. Now, next newly appeared state is 7. At 7 for A, next state is 7, and for B, next state is 8, and their E closures are same itself. Now, next newly appeared state is 5, 8. At 5 for A, no transition, and 8 for A, no transition, and for B, next states are 6 and 8, and E closure is same itself. Now, next newly appeared pair is 6, 8, 6 for A, no transition, 8 for A, no transition, 6 for B, no transition, 8 for B, no transition is 8, and this will be E closure of 8 itself. So, in this way we can draw the transition table, and for the transition table we can easily obtain its transition diagram. So, this is the start state, right, and what will be the final state? Final state, this will be the started state because it has 0, and final state mean the pairs that have state either 2, 6 or 8. So, it is 2 mean this will be final state, this will be final state, this will also be final state, and this is also. So, they has 2, 6 and 8. So, they all will be final state, and we can complete this transition diagram. So, we will mark state 0, 1, 3, 7. First we will mark all the states. This is the start state, and they all will be the final state. Now, at a state this, for input symbol A, next state is 2, 4, 7. So, from here for A we can mark the transition and we will reach to state 2, 4, 7. Now, at this state for B, next state is 8. Now, at 2, 4, 7 for A, next state is 7, and for B, next state is 5, 8. Similarly, we can complete this whole transition diagram. So, here up to here we have seen the process of writing the translation rule for every pattern that we have, then to draw a finite automator for every pattern, then to combine all NFAs and get a single NFA, combine NFA like this, and then to convert NFA with null move into DFA. One step that I missed over here, we do the minimization of DFA. So, here we minimize this obtained DFA and then we go ahead. So, once we are getting it, we will do the minimization also. So, here I am skipping this step. So, finally, we will obtain DFA. Now, here we will see how the input string is processed. So, for processing here, we have we are at suppose input string is A, B, A. So, suppose we are at a state this 0, 1, 3, 7, input symbol is A. So, we will move to a state 2, 4, 7. Now, input symbol is A. So, I will move to state 7. Now next symbol is B. So, we will move to state 8 and again next symbol is A. So, if A is there, so there is no outgoing transition for A. Actually, if it is DA way, then we must have drawn dead end state over here, and we should complete all missing transitions. Like at A, we should have marked a state for A, and this should be considered as a dead end state. We can complete it easily. So, here we can say yes, no token will be produced for this pattern. Now, we will see how to produce token. Now, we will produce a token with respect to state. Now, at 0, just see 0137, in 0137 no state is final state in this combined DFA, combined NFA. So, no token will be produced over here. Now, here 247, 2 is final state, and 2 is final state in for this finite automata, and this finite automata is for pattern A. So, here token corresponding to A should be produced. Now, here it is state 8 and state 8 is final state with respect to pattern A star B plus. So, here we will write A star B plus. 7 is not a final state. 5 8 is final state. So, here token that we will get with respect to A star B plus. Now, I mean 6 and 8. Here 6 and 8 both are the final states. If both are the final state, then pattern or token will be produced with respect to the rule that is written first. तो जो पहले लिखा होगा उसका प्रेफरेंस मिलेगा और यहाँ टोकन प्रोड्यूस हो जाएगा A B B. So, that is the significance of writing the rules in order. So, how we can check it? Actually, this is A B B and this is A star B plus, right, and this is subset of this one. So, this has to be written first to get it recognized. So, this is about the recognition of tokens. Now, next is the structure of generated lexical analyzer. Now, what we will do here, we will combine our all knowledge and we will see how the lexical analyzer is generating the string. Now, see here, in previous class we have already discussed the input buffer. Input buffer contains the input string, and this is the input buffer that is divided into cells, and in every cell we will write single symbol. Suppose I am writing identifier like A B B. This is the identifier. This is the automaton simulator where we have the transition diagram. Suppose here we have this transition diagram. This is not minimized, I have drawn it randomly as such. Now, suppose we have this transition diagram, and this is next to it, here we have the LEX program. LEX program will be written using LEX specification. So, LEX specification contains the regular expressions and associated actions. Now, LEX compiler will produce the lexical analyzer, and broadly lexical analyzer contains transition table as well as the actions with respect to patterns that are written over here. So, here we will get the transition table for every pattern and its action. Action means जो हमने यहाँ अभी देखा था कि हमें token अगर produce करना है तो which token should be produced over here. So, it contains transition table and the action, and then this will be, here we have the automata that is designed with respect to this transition table. So, here initially lexeme beginning pointer and forward pointer will point to this cell. This is lexeme beginning and forward pointer. Here we have A and this is the start state. So, here we will read A and here we have A. So, after reading it A, here we will advance, here we will move from this state to this state, and here we will advance forward pointer to right, and then we will read A, here we will move to next state, here we will advance forward pointer again one cell to right, and will keep on the process. We will read forward, move the forward pointer to right, finally it will reach over here and here, then we will retract to left, then we will go back to here, and we will find the lexeme based upon this automata. And here we must be doing some action. If we are reaching at final state, then some action will take place. Action mean its entry will be done in symbol table and appropriate token will be produced. So, this is the summary of all work or working of lexical analyzer. So, here we have tool, program, compiler, then here it is generating transition table, then it is producing simulator, then input is on input buffer. So, this is all for this lecture. Thank you.